Don't worry, you guys. I'll protect you from spoilers. Now, normally, this is the moment in the video where I tell you guys a little plot synopsis, something to get you a little interested in what might be going on in the film. I ain't doing that. I'm sorry. I ain't telling you a thing about this movie because the marketing in this film has it, and I believe that is the best way to enjoy this movie, you guys. Whoa, you guys. This movie was amazing, you guys. This was everything I wanted out of a Star Wars film, you guys. I mean, this movie was incredible. From the title scroll to just the way that the movie ends, I was just having the most perfect time. I would literally describe my experience watching it flawless. So one of the greatest things about this movie is just the nostalgic feeling that you're going to have while watching this movie. Yes, this movie definitely does feel very sort of like in sync with the original trilogy, especially A New Hope, but it does it in such a way that you don't feel like it's copying it, that it's borrowing too heavily from it, because this movie definitely, while pays respects to it, it is still its own entity on its own, and it somehow manages to do this balancing act perfectly well without teetering on too much nostalgia or too little nostalgia. I thought the nostalgia was somehow perfectly captured in this movie, and the action sequences, the way J.J. Abrams handles action, we know he can shoot an action scene, is so fantastic. The action is so visceral, in your face, exciting and fun, and in that total Star Wars manner. It's awesome, you guys. Now, Star Wars Episode VII brings a lot of old characters back, given the fact it's the first sequel in 30 years, but also brings us a big array of new characters along the way, you guys. Honestly, as awesome as it was seeing Harrison Ford and as Han Solo and Carrie Fisher as Princess Leia, I cannot tell you how impressive it is to say that these new characters of Finn and Rey, they actually physically hold their candles next to the original trilogy. They don't burn the original trilogy out. They don't try to exceed or surpass them. They hold their candles next to it. These characters are phenomenal, and I can actually say that I am thrilled to see where their characters go. Now we have to talk about the villain, Kylo Ren. Kylo Ren is incredible. Here recently in the past few years, especially in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which I absolutely love, the villains have been a bit lackluster. They haven't been, stepping up to the plate in terms of quality that the rest of the film holds. Not this case. Kylo Ren is a villain, and one of the coolest villains I've seen in years. He actually has layers, development. There's a lot more to be uncovered about this guy, and you actually sense and feel the menacingness of his character. I told you guys I would protect you guys from spoilers. And let me tell you guys, I'm not going to spoil it, but the ending, literally the last bit of this movie, I felt it. I felt something I don't feel in a cinema in a very long time, and you're gonna feel it too. Now, it's a little too early to rank this film and where I feel like this film would fall in terms of the rest of the franchise, but I can definitely say wholeheartedly this movie is so much better than those prequels, which in my humble opinion are not abysmal, but they are bad. Now, let's talk about flaws, you guys. Yes, there are flaws in this movie, you guys. There's almost going to be flaws in any blockbuster movie. But in my opinion, these flaws feel like nitpicks, you guys. Because when you look at the overall quality and everything it does right, they're so light years ahead that the flaws, you're just like, the movie's human. I mean, if I had to tell you something, they hyped up the character of Captain Phasma so much that I was expecting to get more of her character than we actually got. So I will admit, I wasn't fully satisfied in her character because we only got very little scenes. Now, if we had to be real, I do think some people will walk out of this movie disappointed. One, this is not a perfect movie. It is a flawed movie. You can certainly find flaws throughout this film, and I think that will disappoint people. Also, this movie does not tie up with a nice little bow. There are a slew of unanswered questions that, in my opinion, I think work. I think they're just building blocks for future films. This is the first film in an array of more films to come, and I think they're just getting started here with the story. It satisfied me, but it left me hungry for more. Star Wars The Force Awakens, you guys, delivers on everything you want out of a Star Wars film, so fans, believe the hype, you guys. And it's also the film to bring in a bunch of new fans. As the score goes, I'm gonna give The Force Awakens a 4.5 out of 5, you guys. So, you guys, have you seen Star Wars The Force Awakens? Of course you have. But how many times? Let me know in the comment section below. Please don't be that douche who posted spoilers. Don't be that guy. And until next time, you guys, I'm the Slash Movie Reviewer, and you guys have just been slashed.